Hello everyone. Today I'm going to discuss Sadharanikaran, that is Indian model of communication. Unlike the Western model of communication, this model is not just only about the expression of words, but it is about really connecting at a higher level and understanding each other without any misconceptions. Though there is nothing like perfect communication due to unique knowledge, understanding of the words and interpretation of those words vary from person to person. Sadharanikaran helps one to bridge the gap between the sender and the receiver of the message. So let's see what it means. Sadharanikaran is combination of Saha and Dharan, where Saha means same and Dharan is to get. Therefore it means to get the same message. The word has its root in Bharat Muni's Natyashasta, which is believed to have written during the period between 200 BCE and 200 CE. So in Natya Shastra, Bharat Muni writes that when the audience in theatre feels the same emotion felt by the actor is when Sadharanikaran is achieved. For example, if there is a play going on and there is a scene of Lord Krishna and his mother Yashoda, the love Yashoda Ma feels for Krishna is felt by the audience when it is being played on the stage, and each and every person in the audience feels that their child is Krishna. Even when we watch a movie, the protagonist feel a different emotion like happiness, sadness, excitement, anger, confusion, etc. And if we are paying attention, we feel the same emotion, and that's when Sadharanikaran is achieved. It is said that in Satyug, people did not use words as much as we do today. They used to stay in Mon, that is, they did not use to speak but communicated with the power of mind. Even today, people who understand this do Mon Vrat. That is, they do not speak but understand that silence is necessary to know oneself as well as others. It helps not only to stay calm but also helps one to solve critical problems. When the mind is calm, the physical reality gets better. So, when some books or videos say that the Hindu model of communication is something which is developed in these recent years just because they made a label diagram, does not mean that they formed the theory. Sadharanikaran is a much deeper way of communication. Do not confuse the theory of Sadharanikaran with the model of Sadharanikaran. Now, let's see what's the difference between the Western model and the Indian model, that is Sadharanikaran. There are many definitions of Sadharanikaran by Hindu scholars. These definitions have three elements, just like Aristotle's rhetoric. In Sadharanikaran, it is about the base emotion, the speaker's experience, and the person who is experiencing the same emotions as the speaker. The one can relate Aristotle's rhetoric with Sadharanikaran, but Sadharanikaran is much deeper. How I understand this difference between the Western model of communication and the Indian model of communication is the Western model only talks about sympathy, but the Indian model is about empathy. Sympathy is understanding others' emotion from our own perspective, which might create judgments, while empathy is putting oneself in others' shoes and understanding their reasons, reactions, and choices. Empathy is healthier, not only for ourselves but for everyone. Therefore, understanding those unsaid words people speak can only be understood when one does Sadharanikaran. It is not only limited to sending a verbal message or receiving the feedback. Sadharanikaran is about connecting others at spiritual level when intuition is stronger. One gets to know the other person's intentions, whether they are right or wrong, or whether they are speaking the truth or not. It's when communication becomes meditation and meditation becomes communication, and that's the secret of Sadharanikaran. As discussed earlier, Sadharanikaran is rooted in Natya Shastra, written by Bharat Muni. Natya Shastra is comprehensive treatise in Sanskrit literature explaining poetics, aesthetics, and drama. It consists of 36 chapters with almost 6,000 poetic verses describing performing arts. It covers topics of performing arts from understanding makeup and costume to integration of music with art. To understand the text of Bharat Muni from Vedic period, Acharya Bhatnayak introduced the theory of Sadharanikaran. According to him, Sadharanikaran is achieved when the actor or actress feelings are felt by the audience. When Sadharanikaran happens, these feelings have the ability to stay forever. For example, why some songs are popular and some are not. Why old songs are still listened by people of new generation. It is because of the rasa or the emotion getting transferred successfully due to Sadharanikaran. It can only be achieved when the difference of what is mine and what is yours is removed, when I and you becomes us. Many other Hindu scholars like Abhinav Gupta, Jagannath, Ramchand Shukla have discussed Sadharanikaran. And all these definitions have three common elements, that is, base emotion, sender of felt emotion, and receiver of the emotion. The Western model is about coding and decoding of the message, while the Indian model is about coding and decoding of the emotion and the intention underlying that message. In English, Sadharanikaran means generalized presentation, simplification, and universalization. This concept is bound with the concept of message or oneness. This definition is given by contemporary scholar Nirmala Mani Adhikari, who is currently the associate professor at Kathmandu University in Nepal. He has done extensive work on the meaning of Sadharanikaran and introduced the Sadharanikaran model in 2003. The question is, will Sadharanikaran work today? The answer is definitely yes. Contemporary researcher Nandita Kapadia Kandu used the practice of Sadharanikaran to bring social and health behavior change in India. She realized that in rural Maharashtra, women were not using soap to wash their hands, and this is one of the causes of pneumonia and diarrhea in the area, which is a leading cause of infant mortality. Initially, the public health professionals tried to approach the villagers with a conventional method of communication, but it failed. Then Dr. Nandita used Sadharanikaran to change the habit of the villagers of not washing their hands with a soap. The public health team led by Dr. Nandita taught village children to promote hand washing with soap. Children made colorful posters to promote hand washing with soap. Children enhanced the emotional appeal and their parents started to change their unhygienic habit. So, this is an example of communication with simplicity. It has compassion with affection. It was getting spread across social hierarchy. The villages were not open to public health professionals but were listening to their children. And it was a universal message. And this is how Sadharanikaran helped to change social and health behavior in Pathan block of Aurangabad. Before discussing the model of Sadharanikaran, let us understand the four stages of speech or four levels of speech, that is Vak in Hindu philosophy. These are the stages of speech, these are chakra and organ involved, state of consciousness, type of body, nature's power. It's okay. So first is Vakri Vak. Vakri Vak is something which I am doing right now. I am using words loudly. It is external. I am using my throat chakra. I am awake. I am making this video while I'm awake. So Vakri Vak is something which we do on daily basis, and we tend to always we stay in Vakri Vak mostly, that we are speaking a lot, we are speaking too much, that we do not think much about it. So that's Vakri Vak, and that's why Vakri Vak is not that powerful than these stages. So we are awake, but are we fully awake? Anyways, well, that's just a matter of question. Anyways, so while we are using Vakri Vak, when we are blabbering, when we are talking to people, but not thinking much about it, we are using our throat to speak, we are awake, we are talking to people around us. It is very physical because we are using action, we are using power, we are using force to actually put those words out of our mouth, and we are using the power of action, we are doing something. That's Kriya Shakti. Second is Madhyama. Madhyama Vak is when we are thinking about something but we are not talking about it. It is a very subtle level of communication. It is happening from our heart. When we are dreaming about it, when we are daydreaming about something, is what Madhyama Vak is. It is psychic because we are thinking about it, we are not talking about it. We might want to go to a movie, we might not speaking it, but we might think about it in our mind. We are planning it in Madhyama Vak. So that's the power of knowledge. When we know where is the show, what's the time of that show, and which movie I want to see, but I'm not talking about it, I'm just planning it. So that's Madhyama Vak. Third is Pashyanti. Pashyanti is when when we have a particular idea in our mind but we are not able to put into words, into a meaningful sentence. We just know we have some idea but we are not making a word in our mind, I mean a sentence in our mind. That's like we have a form of association which is happening in our mind. So the chakra involved is navel. When we are in deep sleep or when we are dreaming about something, so when they say that you dream about something when you think about it a lot, so that's when your Pashyanti stage is activated. That if you are watching a movie and some character is saying the word love, or if you are having a discussion with your friends and they are saying the word love, and then your mind is subconsciously associating that word with someone you love, and that's at Pashyanti level, and that's casual because you're in deep sleep and you're relaxed and you're thinking about it, and your brain is trying to show and forming associations with things, and that's the power of will. The fourth is para level, which is very powerful, and that's when you are in deep meditation state, when you are able to communicate with the people who are not there, uh, your ancestors who have left their physical body on earth and have been freed. So the chakra involved is root. The state of consciousness is transcendental, when you are fully awake and fully aware of what your life purpose is. Type of body is not required because the power of mind is what is helping this level of communication. So these are the four stages of speech in Hindu philosophy, which are very meaningful and important if we think about it. Another thing is, in Hindu philosophy, it is said that chanting of Om has manifested the universe, multiverse. Then why we are not able to create even a single universe for ourselves? The reason is we chant Om at Vakri level, but do not do that at Para level. Once we fully concentrate, it will help us to create the life we want. Our thoughts will manifest the life we want. Hence, it will create a universe for us. So, this is Sadharanikaran model proposed by Dr. Nirmala Mani Adhikari in 2003. So, as you can see, this model is non-linear. Saride, that is kind-hearted in Sanskrit. So, Saride A, Saride B, kind-hearted person 1, person 2. Now, Saride, because kind-hearted people feel emotions, that is bhava, and these bhavas must be expressed. So expression of those emotion, the coding of these emotion is called abhivyanjana, and these so Saride, kind-hearted person, is feeling some emotion, and that coding of that emotion is abhivyanjana, and that is creating sandesha, that is message. They are creating message and some signals, sanketa, and sharani, that is through channel. There is dosha, that is noise. Noise can be internal and external. Now, Saradya B, the other person is trying to understand person A's emotion and how they are going to decode their emotion, and that decoding is called rasavandana. They won't be able to completely understand person's A emotion because of dosha, that is noise. So they are understanding their emotion in form of understanding that by rasa, that is emotion. They are understanding it by their emotion, and they are thinking about something. They are thinking about feedback, and they are forming some emotions inside them, and that feedback process in Sadharanikaran is called pratikriya. And they want to express their emotion, they want to express their bhava through abhivyanjana. So they are coding their message, they are giving sandesha, giving some sanketa, that is signals, through sharani, through channel. So the other person is trying to understand their emotions through rasavandana, and they are getting that message through rasa. So, and they are thinking about a feedback. So this is an ongoing process of communication. So what's the difference between the Western model and the Indian model is that in Sadharanikaran there is sandarbha. Sandarbha is context. So they are talking about context. For example, if a painter who is very kind-hearted, who is feeling things, they are painting stuff, and they are trying to express their emotions through art. So they are painting it. They are painting something, how deforestation is happening in the world, something like that. And how other person are going to understand that art, they might not be fully understand the artist mind, but probably because they are not physically present there to see their art, they have seen their art in phone, that is dosha, through noises, different levels of doshas. So because of that, and people have different reactions of the same art. So people have a different pratikriya over a person's bhava. So that's one thing. So we have discussed this earlier, that the levels of speech, the para level, pashyanti, madhyama, and vakri. So when we are at vakri, we are trying to speak it. So what's happening on the other side is the person is shravana. They are listening about, they are hearing about what we are speaking. They are trying to agree or disagree with it. So if they disagree, they might do some feedback. They might give some feedback, give some pratikriya if needed. So, and nidhi ya sana, that is they are deeply thinking about it. And shakshakara, they are interviewing it, they are trying to they are forming question in their head, and they might ask to the first person about their art. So that's what uh, Bharat Muni has written in Natyashasta about how the artist or how the actor or actress feelings are felt by the audience, and that's when true Sadharanikaran is achieved. So these are elements of the Sadharanikaran model. Saridaya, sender or receiver of the emotional message. Bhava, emotions. Abhivyanjana, expression of encoding. Sandesha, that is message, information. Sarani, that is channel. Rasavandana, first receiving, decoding and interpreting the message. Dosha, noises. Sandarbha is context, very important. And pratikriya, the process of feedback. So that's what Sadharanikaran words are. So I hope that this video has helped you to understand the Indian model of communication or Sadharanikaran in much easier way. And do share your comments and like and subscribe. Thank you.